Hi there, and welcome to another episode of Women with Good Chat. I'm here with my good buddy Pam.
Good morning, Amanda.
How are you, gorgeous?
I'm good today.
Your hair is looking extra
Woohoo!
lovely.
Got some curl, got some fluff going on. Trying to cheer myself up a bit. It has been cold, gray, and slippery.
So great. And yes, very slippery
Very
this
slippery.
morning.
So it's been a bit of a challenge, I think, for all of us to just keep the spirits up. A little bit of bounce.
Out for a walk this morning, and I was slip sliding all over the place, so my pace was down.
Yeah.
I had to be careful.
Yes. And I don't know if I recommend that.
Yes.
We got to be careful going out on those slippery sidewalks.
Got to be careful.
Because it's very unpredictable.
It sure is.
Where is slippery not? But yes.
Yeah. And a broken Amanda is not a happy Amanda.
No.
And speaking of happiness, we are going to do part 2 of our mental fitness episode.
Yeah.
And we wanted to focus a little bit more on our own personal tools for dealing with highs and lows and kind of how we kind of work through things that are sometimes a little bit challenging. And again, these are just things that we do. We're not professionals.
No.
But it's always good, as we were saying before, and the reason we started this is we like to check in with our friends, find out how they're doing, but also how they're coping as they transition to the next stage. And so these are just some little tidbits from us, and I'm going to get you to start us off, Pam.
Okay, well, when we were talking about really concrete challenges to our mental fitness that we're having right now, I identified one that is hard for me, which is that at this point in my life, my goals and my days, everything about my life is a lot less structured than it once was. And the mental health challenge that poses for me as someone who is goal-oriented, accomplishment-oriented, likes efficiency and things, is that I am often feeling a bit at sea as to what I'm doing. Am I accomplishing things? Am I going forward with things? So that's one of the mental health challenges I'm facing. And I think in talking with people our age, women our age, that is something we're dealing with.
Yeah, absolutely. And you mentioned the sea, and you don't want to be walking that plank.
Yes, no, absolutely.
You want to try and nip these things in the bud if you can.
Yep.
And that is true. I think just all the general changes and we both have been affected by this in a way in which things are changing, and we both have the need to accomplish things.
Yes.
And sometimes when you're out of your regular routine and you don't have those little boxes you can check off, it can be a bit of a challenge for sure.
Yeah.
One of the, I'm just going to nip right in here. One of the things that I do when I know that I'm feeling a little bit low is I do get out and exercise. And I know I don't want to keep harping on exercise, but it does help shake out the cobwebs, and I find that it helps me feel a little lighter in a way.
Yes.
When I get some exercise, I sweat a little bit, and even just going for a good brisk walk can really kind of clear the cobwebs and help you see things a little bit more clearly. And for me, exercise really helps with my sleep. When I don't sleep well, I don't process things as well.
Right. And I think, the other piece of what you said, yes, it's the exercise, but it's also the getting out.
Yeah.
So I think, especially, this winter, and I think this is a product of me aging. I used to love winter. When I was younger, I was frankly quite scathing of people who had to run away from the winter. I'm going to pay for all that. But yeah, but as we get older, it is more challenging getting out, simply because the things we used to do for long periods of time are harder to do now.
Yeah.
But I think the mere fact of being outside, seeing things, getting the fresh air, getting the sunshine, getting the light when we can, is really an integral part of our mental health. And I think studies are starting to show that more and more. So I totally agree with you about that. That is certainly important. It does help sleep. And also I think it helps boost our mood just to do that. So I think it's essential.
Absolutely. And again, when it's really icy, you do want to be careful outside, or if it's extremely hot in the summer, you want to be careful with that too, depending on your physical situation. So even if you do get out and you go to the gym,
Yeah.
and it doesn't have to be an expensive gym or the Y or whatever it is, then you get out, you go do something physical. It's very good. One of the other things I find that helps me, and I think I mentioned this last time, is making lists, because I find that, so right now my work is a little bit slower. Earlier in the year, that's when catering is generally a little slower. And so when I wake up and I don't have a set task, that I seem, every second of my week seems to be accounted for. So when I don't have that, I find I take little laps around the kitchen island, because I'm starting 50 projects. So then I feel bad about starting 50 projects and not being able to finish them all by dinner time. What I try and do is, instead of doing the laps around the island, is I try and make some lists and keep the list reasonable, and I can have a first list and the second list, and I go from there, and then I find to stay a little more organized.
Right. So for me, I think what I try to do when I get into this state of, what should I be doing right now? What am I accomplishing? And I need to kind of check in a mental state, and I certainly do a list also, but I have to really take time to remind myself what exactly it is that my goals and my job is at this point in my life. So I've just spent the last 2 weeks doing a lot of financial organizing, getting documents together. We've got to remortgage a property. We have and it's taken a lot just to organize everything, get everything going. We've got our income tax that's got to be sent off soon. And again, because our portfolio is a bit more complicated. So when I'm doing that, for some reason at the end of a day when I've done that, I really still feel like I haven't accomplished anything. Despite the fact that it's all necessary work, it's all work that's going to a very important purpose, and it's work that's supporting a really important goal, which of course is financial security. But I've got to check in and go, okay, all you've done all day, it appears, is shuffle paper, send stuff to people. This is my job right now. My job is to keep this organized. This is what I should be doing. Today I actually did accomplish something. So it's just reminding myself of what I should be doing and why I'm doing it. Additionally, I've been doing these Italian lessons, which, my God, my language is very slow. But again, I spend the morning doing that. I have to remind myself, I'm doing that for the purpose of helping my mental acuity, right? This is what I'm doing now. Maintaining my mental acuity, maintaining a sense of curiosity, meeting new people, everything else. That's my job right now.
Right.
And I am accomplishing that job. So that helps me go, okay, fine. You're on track. You're doing important, you're doing meaningful things. They just don't look like they used to.
No, exactly. And I think that, when you do, I also have days where I'm down at my desk and I'm doing nothing but accounting and menu planning and new ideas for the business. It can be really draining, because I'm also used to having a very physical and creative part to my day. So when I do have those long days, which I kind of did yesterday, then I will take some time to get up and do something else.
Yes.
So I'll get up and organize a drawer. Because it's something different.
Don't say your life isn't exciting.
I know.
Don't see there's not highlights.
Don't be too jealous. It's super glam. I know. You wish you were me. But I actually get some joy out of that, because I'm a little sick that way. No. If you get up and do something a little different, because that can be very arduous, doing that all day. Then that can be a little helpful.
Yeah. And when you say arduous, it is arduous in a emotional way for me, right? This is not stuff I like doing, right? I mean, I do this stuff, but there's not a lot of joy that comes out of assembling financial records for me. There's no excitement about figuring this stuff out. So I'm not getting the feedback with that. So the positive feedback's gotta come from me remembering that this is an important thing I'm doing, that I'm accomplishing things. It's for me, it's for my family, it's for other people. It's all of those important things. And that's where the feedback has to come, the good feelings have to come, because it does not come from this kind of work. And I do find at this point in my life, I'm doing more and more of that kind of work. More and more work that needs to be done. It's important, but frankly, it does not bring me joy as I do it.
And I was speaking to someone about this, you know who you are. Last week we met up for a drink and talked about this, and not that what you're doing is a female activity, but there are a lot of things that women do, and this is I mean, it is a paid thing in a way because you are, working on your financial
yes, and we're
health.
contributing to the health of the financial health of whatever group we're in.
Right.
Absolutely.
But there are a lot of things that we do, dare I say, especially as women, that contribute to the home that aren't necessarily, there's no box to check.
Exactly.
And we contribute a ton, and a lot of it's pretty selfless stuff. So we have to remember that we are always doing those things as well.
Yes.
And to give ourselves a little pat on the back. And maybe get out and have a glass of wine with a friend and cheers to yourself because you do so much.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
So I think that is a wrap on this episode for today. So. And we've got some more exciting things to come as we keep letting you know. And we have some cool challenges coming that we're going to actually post on our Women with Good Chat Instagram page. So please have a look because we think you're gonna like this and we wanna hear back from you on it. So we really look forward to seeing you next time on
Women with Good Chat.
Awesome, see you then.
Chat soon.